And that doesn't include name calling people, anything like that, or cursing somebody out and all like that. But racism itself, without individualizing it, you can take you can say what you want to. You should be guaranteed that qualification. And if no one says that they're going to guarantee that qualification, you just do it yourself. And that's a part of what victims guaranteed qualification is. It means you take the initiative and say, I know I'm guaranteed this because I said so. Because if the victim is not guaranteed the qualification to speak out against racism and being a victim of it, then who has that guarantee? That's the question. That's the logical question. That would be the legal question. That would be the so-called, if there is such a thing, the moral question. If the victim, the person who is actually the person who is actually being mistreated in the system of white supremacy, not speak out against white supremacy in whatever forum or form that person wants to speak out in, according to his or her own choice, as long as you're not injuring someone else. And that would be a question, who is the person injuring by speaking out against racism? Is he doing harm to someone who shouldn't be harmed? Because the racists who inflicting harm should always be harmed until they stop being racist. See, racists should not be immune from someone speaking out against racism. Racism is not valid nowhere on the planet. It should not be. But the white supremacists say that it is. That it's just fine to be a white supremacist. People who are victims of white supremacy, since white supremacy always has victims. Otherwise, why protest something where there are no victims? But you can take if you are incorrectly enslaved or jailed, and you're jailed incorrectly. See, we're talking about non-correctness here. If you are in jail, and black people have throughout the planet are in jail, we were sentenced before we were born for a crime. What was that crime? The crime of having color in your skin. That's what white supremacy is about. They have convicted all of the non-white people on the planet of a criminal act. And that criminal act was being born non-white. Black, brown, red, yellow. That's the white supremacists stand themselves. And that's a incorrect way of doing business. You convict somebody on account of color. When you examine that, it doesn't make sense to say you're going to be denied this and denied that and all like that even before you were born. And when you show up, you're going to be in our world prison called the system of white supremacy. Now, any non-white person who says this is incorrect and I'm going to speak out against it is guaranteed the qualification just by birth and under those circumstances to say what he or she chooses to say. That's the formula. That's the logic.